In Libya, there were some terrorist attacks sponsored by Libya in the latter part of '85, and then so suddenly in January of '86, we're flying and we're doing this freedom of navigation, and then the line of death. Gaddafi had this, you can't cross this line of death, and so we're going down and flying and
Lining up to check in at the airline counters, the men of violence pounce without warning.
But to his detractors, he's a menace, a maniac, a supporter and exporter of terrorism, murder, and revolution.
In Port Said, Egypt, a visibly devastated Marilyn Klinghoffer finally left the Achille Lauro. Today, Mrs. Klinghoffer left the ship a widow.
The mother was outside the terminal when the shooting started. She said she rushed in to screams and cries.
Have any solid evidence that Gaddafi is responsible for the recent acts of terrorism? And if you are contemplating major retaliation, won't you be killing a lot of innocent people? I'd like to follow up.
Helen, we have considerable evidence over the quite a long period of time that Gaddafi has been quite outspoken about his participation in urging on and supporting terrorist acts, kind of warfare as he has called it. These young Americans sent a message to terrorists everywhere. A message: you can run, but you can't hide.
So in January and February and March of 1986, we're doing these ops, freedom of navigation ops off of Libya. And the Libyans were sending out, and they had MiG-25s and MiG-23s. MiG-25's got huge hands. I mean, it's a big airplane. The first intercept that I made was on a MiG-23. And, you know, these guys had a nominal forward quarter capability. So we had to honor that. We weren't just going to let them pop us in the face. So pre-notch, or pre the tactics of notching and we were doing the same things in A7s, actually, back when I was, at 20 miles, the pulse Doppler on the Tomcat radar, go into the beam, put out a bunch of chaff, descend. I considered them warning area tactics at the time, because you could make the Tomcat guys lose you by doing this. But we're doing similar kinds of things on the fly, going, okay, we got to defeat their forward quarter capability. So very dynamic, low to high stern conversions kind of intercepts. So this MiG-23 is flying along, and he's got his wings out forward, and he's flying along. And so came up a little closer. My wingman's back aft just to make sure that if there's anything. And finally, I get into parade with him.
I can't shoot this son of a bitch. Let's see if we can have a little fun with him. Is this your idea of fun, man? Greetings. Watch the birdie.
And this guy, out of his periphery, see, he jumps. He wasn't aware of the fact that I was there, and it was like, these guys are not that good.
I was going to ask, I was like, if they were showing any awareness, but that question right there, that statement answers that question.
Yeah. Anyway, so January and February, we do a bunch of intercepts on Libyan airplanes. Things are heating up, and so the next time in March, they didn't send their fighters out. They'd send a Candid, kind of a C-141 looking big airplane, to come out and take a look at where we were, what we were doing. But then there was one day, this was in March. I lived in Florida for many years out of Cecil Field, and so I've seen shuttle launches and satellite launches and things like that. It was not an uncommon thing. And things are heating up and flying along, and I see this, it looks like a satellite launch out of out of Cape Canaveral. I'm coming back to the ship. Oh, it's weather satellite. Well, it's an SA-5. Coming back to the ship. Oh, it's weather satellite. Well, it's an SA-5. Yeah, I mean, I was low and far away. There was no threat to me, but it was like, holy shit, that's an SA-5. I mean, I got back to the ship, and that was when I realized
this is real.
What that was. Yeah. So anyway, that was a good cruise. It was really fun. Just knife in our teeth. Our skipper, got him, John Nathman, call sign Black. He had been a JO in Phantoms. He had had his department head tour in Tomcats, and now he's the skipper of a Hornet squadron. So he was a Top Gun bro. He was in the 4477th. So he had incredible experience. He had, he closed the door. I guess we can talk about this now, right?
There's books. There are books about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so Black goes, hey, I've flown these jets and they're shit. You can't stay out of them. And so Black's guidance was, if you're ever, our tactics are conservative by design. You come to a merge, you take your shot, you blow through. Don't drop. If you drop anchor, you're against a professional adversary, you're going to get nailed by somebody if you turn at the merge. Take your shot, blow through. Black goes, all right, if you're directed to shoot down these guys, he said, don't let any of them go back. Everything you've learned, these guys are not good. Don't give them a learning curve. Zero.
Yeah.
Shoot them all down and do whatever it takes to do that. So the fangs in our map, the fangs are out.
Fangs are through the floor.
Yeah.
That I've obviously never flown one, but going to like the petting zoo out of Nellis, which you can go walk through, sitting in some of the cockpits, like the ergonomics of it.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine just visibility alone that.
Yeah. I mean, thick windscreens and very user unfriendly.
Yeah, it'd be a challenge, but it still can reach out and bite you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So paying it respect. That's interesting time. I mentioned on another podcast, because I'm right by Dobbins here. I think they're still there. The Libyan C-130s that Gaddafi had purchased right before the embargo. And then, which is surprising because now this has happened. Maybe the contracts have been rewritten or the federal codes changed, because same with Turkey. I saw Turkey's first two F-35s on the line, which obviously those didn't get scrapped. They've been repurposed.
Right.
But these C-130s are sitting out there with trees growing through them.
Wow.
Because the Libyans had purchased them, et cetera. So it's interesting to see the dynamics. But you spent obviously a lot of your career over there.